Hey, it's David Baer here. In today's video, I want to talk about NLP and NLP. So the first of the two NLPs is something called natural language processing. It's a phrase that we hear a lot these days in terms of artificial intelligence and the way we communicate with the various AI tools out there. So the concept is basically using natural language, the way that we speak, the way that we write naturally, to give instructions and communicate with the AI tools out there like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or anything else that you might be using, when you simply interact with it by using the words and phrases that you would naturally use to communicate. The other NLP is something called neuro-linguistic programming. This is a concept that I think came about somewhere maybe in the 1970s. It got adopted by some folks in the sales copywriting arena, and the idea is basically, and I'm not an expert in it, using certain phrases, certain structures of phrases, and embedding certain commands within the structure of your language to reinforce or get somebody to take an action. And it's almost subliminal, almost like hypnotism, in that you're guiding somebody to an action. So, for example, this is one of the most obvious and poorly executed ones. Using the phrase, by now you might be interested in, right, making this investment. The phrase buy now is saying, right, buy, B-U-Y now, as opposed to buy, B-Y now. That is a concept that is, again, it's sort of a bastardization of what NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, can do. But there are much, much better and smarter executions. The idea is sort of building into your persuasive copy some of this NLP structure that gets people to be more likely to A, be emotionally connected to what you're guiding them through, and B, to actually take an action. So I want to share this because NLP, the neuro-linguistic programming, is built into a great many frameworks that you'll find inside of John Benson's AI tool, Benson. And to discover sort of what that might look like, I'm opening up a project for a sort of fictitious eye doctor that I've put into this software. If you're not familiar with the way that Benson works, basically you identify a blueprint. Here's the blueprint for the eye doctor, and what you're doing is you're uploading some general details in about 300 words or so. You provide some detail on what the business is, who the business is serving, what the offer is. And then the tool will actually populate a lot of this sort of stuff. Much of it is about the audience itself, the people you're writing to, because persuasive copy is much more often about them, about the prospect, than it is about you and your solution. Because if you can identify a pain point and then agitate that pain and then say, but don't worry, I have a solution, click here to find out, you're going to connect with a great many more people than saying, hey, I have this feature and that feature and that feature in my offer. Do you want it, right? It's focused on them, not focused on you. So that's the idea behind this. In this project, and there's a whole bunch of different types of projects out there. Let me actually just show you the project creator, because there's many, many different types of things that you can build, and they're continuing to add additional frameworks all the time. I chose the email nurture sequence, and I wanted to see what it might be like to do this bad guy equals good guy framework. So let's go ahead and hit continue. What it's asking for is if I want to add the way that I sign off on an email. But I'm just going to skip that. I'm going to let it figure that out. And then I'm going to come in here and hit the magic button. Now, there's a bunch of different frameworks here. This one is going to follow a particular structure. So here it says, when I say yearly eye exams, most people get the wrong ideas, like they're too expensive. I don't have time for them. My vision is fine. I don't need them. That's unfair to you, because yearly eye exams can be incredible when it comes to maintaining your eye health. So that's why I want to shatter some of the myths out there about yearly eye exams. And then it goes on to sort of speak to them. if you want more care advice or eye care advice, stay tuned. I have more headed your way. And then to your health, John. So I can leave that. I can regenerate it. I'm going to hit save. In this case, let's say that I wanted to refine it. I can refine it in a couple of ways. I can go ahead and refine the copy overall. I can create some urgency, although there's really not any commands here that's suggesting that somebody take a particular action, so urgency really doesn't make much sense. Trust might. Let's go ahead and see what it does to endear more trust. Many folks have immediate reactions, so it's sort of talking about, instead of you, there's a lot of people that I have interactions with, and therefore it creates more trust, okay? It's important for you to know the truth, because maintaining good... So trust the truth. So it's pulling out certain language that is going to really, in this case, endear more trust. I'm going to just leave that as is. See a couple of other options here. I can juicify. I can make it more dynamic. Let's see what that does. So in this case, the idea is, okay, there's a little bit more energy or excitement in the writing style typically. Let's see. So in this, that's unfair to you, that's not fair to you, it's pretty much similar. Can be fantastic instead of can be incredible. It's not really doing something that's, really that much more dramatic. But maybe there's, a little phrase here and there's a little phrase there that's slightly different. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and trash that. And then let's say, okay, I don't love this particular line, and I want to adjust it in some way. So I can actually refine just that line. I could say something like, I don't know, kill the poet. It's not really poetic or dynamic, but let's see if it can simplify the tone of that particular phrase, which was, that's unfair to you because yearly eye exams can be incredible when it comes to maintaining your eye health. For whatever reason. Oh, it didn't run, so let's see if we got... it's not fair to you because yearly eye exams can really keep your eyes healthy. Actually, I like that phrase a little bit better. Maintaining your eye health is kind of a little more formal, and so let's go ahead and replace that. So it actually pulled that over, except that I had something highlighted there, so I screwed it up. Okay. Let's see what else we can do. So if you want more eye care advice, stay tuned. I have more heading your way. Let's see what we can do by adjusting that. There's a couple of different ways we can do with that. Make it warmer, make me feel it. I don't know what that means, but let's see. It's probably like, more emotion. If you care about your eyes, keep reading. I've got more tips that could make a real difference. So let's go ahead and replace that. Great. So now I got that. So there you go. I mean, that's basically the structure of this. Let's look at another one just to see if we can get a little bit more of the neurolinguistic programming examples. Let's go ahead and do the avoid us. So you got a quick tip? No, let's just let it come up with the tip. Tell Benson more about the tip. And then, nope, I'm going to just let it do its magic. So here we go. We're going to see right about now, at this stage of experiencing vision problems, some of my patients are tempted to fall back into old habits. So today, I'm sharing a tip to help you stop struggling with eye health and feeling confused about where to go for care. The first thing I have to warn you to do is avoid self-diagnosing and treating eye conditions. I used to believe this was actually okay to do. Now I know better, and so will you. After reading this. Okay, so there's a bunch of NLP stuff in here based on the phrasing here, like I have to warn you, avoid, right? So there's words here that are really very much, okay, this works, trust me. Like that is a phrase that after it gives a little bit of structured advice and educates the reader, it then reinforces it. Online eye exams cannot provide personalized care because they rely on generic information. That information is often inaccurate and can lead to improper treatment. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this, but I want to, it feels a little bit too formal. So what did I find earlier? Make it more dynamic, the juicify, that maybe added a little bit more energy to it, right? So right about now, at this point of having vision issues, some of my patients tend to slip into old habits. So today I'm sharing a tip to help you stop the struggle with eye health and clear up any confusion about where to seek care. The first thing I need to warn you about is the danger of self-diagnosis. It flows a little bit more naturally. I like the flavor of it. This approach really works, believe me, right? As opposed to this works, trust me. So there's a little more personality to it, which I like. And again, we have the ability to, highlight a single section of it. Just doing this can help you steer clear of confusion and find the most suitable vision correction products, making your visits to the optometrist more pleasant. That feels a little clunky. So how could I refine that? I could simplify it, right? I could, let's see if I can find, so simplify again. Let's go ahead and run that and see what we get. Just doing this can help you avoid confusion and pick the right vision correction products, making your trips to the optometrist better. I like that. Okay, so we've now made it flow a little bit better. So you can see the idea here is that you have a general business, an offer. You are speaking to an audience, and you're using, in this case, the second of the NLPs, the neuro-linguistic programming embedded throughout this content in order to persuade and get your prospects or your readers to take an action. If you're interested in checking out Benson for yourself, you can find out more at aicopycub.com.